All right, today we are going to attempt to throw in a high pressure fuel pump. Of course, just like everything else on this car, it is already used. So we already have the initial line off, and all you're gonna need is a pair of these plier looking things. Got it off Amazon. And you see this right here, you're just going to clamp in towards the back, push in here, push it towards the fuel pump. So push this way and then pull. It'll pop out. Gas will go everywhere, so don't be like me, put rags and everything like that. So we're gonna do that. Take off this sensor, and we're gonna take this bracket off at the back, and then we're gonna pop this out. So let me go get some wrenches and shit. So I just got like an adjustable wrench, and by taking off this, I think you release most of the pressure in the line, but you're just gonna screw this off, and then that's gonna pull out. But for the most part, that should be taken care of. So this one is used, and yeah, it looks like that is going to go into there. This, I think, is going to replace that, if I'm not mistaken. But next, I believe these are 8mm bolts all the way around. So we're just gonna take that out, one thing at a time. We'll worry about this later. But 8mm bolts, let's go take this out. All right, so the bracket itself is 10, and that's these bolts holding this bracket that goes over the sensor. So I don't think I can get this out of my hand. Damn arthritis. Oh, there we go. I'm just doing it by hand because that's close to my glass. If I shatter that glass, I think I'm gonna scream. Undo your sensor. This, yep, should just pop up. Put that over there. Now, these bolts are 8. What I was reading is that there's like this little retainer, and hold on, I think I have it over here. It was sent with it. I don't think I need it. It's a bucket. These are your bolts. Right here. So this is factory. This is sitting in there in my car right now. This is just from my buddies. Now you got to be careful when you pull the stock fuel pump out that you do not pull this bucket out. So what I was reading, what I was told, is to pull it out extremely slow. So loosen, just back and forth, and pull it out evenly, just to avoid any warpage. And that means no huge power tools or anything like that, because you will fuck some shit up. So I'm gonna go ahead and start inching that out. It is worth noting, let me move this before I knock it off the car. It is worth noting, pay attention to how tight these bolts are. They are not in very tight. Just keep that in mind when you are undoing them, because you don't want to crush it when putting on the new fuel pump and strip a bolt, so that way you're never getting it back off. And 2, you don't want to snap a bolt. So these were, and they're tiny bolts. So just keep that in mind. So now, this, there's fuel there. I'm gonna use 2 hands for this, but this should just pop right out. So let me go ahead and do that. Love when it rains when it's not supposed to rain. Before yamming on this, there is a bolt right in there, and I have the most old school looking. I really need to get ratcheting one. That would just make life easy. Man, I need to definitely invest in some better tools. It's not even that tight. Maybe I'm just weak, but definitely weak. But the arthritis goes crazy, especially for 27. The arthritis is so loose. Okay, let me just tough this out. Stop being a little fucking bitch about it. Yep. Alright. How long is this bolt? This is the world's longest bolt. Look at that thing. Good goodness. I mean, if I were to tell somebody, it's still going. That is insane. I gotta put that back too. Look at that. Just to hold this on. And it pops right out. Okay, so now what I gotta do is I'm gonna use two hands here. Let's see maybe if I can prop this up somewhere. I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna cut this until I find somewhere to put it. You can't really see it, but I gotta use two hands for this. Okay. Nice and slow. And the pump is out. Ooh, just spilled gas all over the place. Beautiful. Alright, so the pump is out. Fantastic. So that's how it's sitting. So now we can clean that surface up. I swear to God, if it starts raining, I'm gonna lose my mind. But it's getting hot as hell, and I'm sweating like a whore in church. So, all right, I'm gonna start assembling this fuel pump. Hopefully we can get this in the next 45 minutes, because my wife is waiting for me at home, and I have been on and off with this dumbass car all week. So I'm gonna unbag this and get it all set up and show you guys what I did. Okay, mine's a little different, but the pump is in. You're gonna use this Allen key to slowly walk the bolts in back and forth. And now this head swivels because we don't have the bolts to lock it in yet. So essentially what you're gonna do is this piece is gonna go in there. So you're gonna have to take this line off, and then that's gonna go here, and then your original line, this right here, is gonna go here. Okay, figured it out. We got this fucking thing off, so it's gonna be sitting in there like that, and you're gonna have to take off the 8mm bolt there and there. They're long as a motherfucker. And now you're gonna have the open end there, and you are. Did I just? Oh, it's right in front of my damn face. This right here is now going to screw into this bottom. So now we have to line everything up. The extremely fun part. So I'm gonna go ahead and start lining up, but basically you're just gonna take this end and you're gonna screw it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw that in. All right, I have the pump installed. I have it tightened down. I did not use any like gasket maker or anything like that. I didn't see any of the forums saying I didn't need it or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it without it, and then I'll let you know if the car burns down. But we have our line down there, purge valve back in, the line runs up. So it's kind of a mess right now, but still need to tighten everything. But this is how I have it oriented. So not too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and try to button it all up. Alright, so the high pressure fuel pump is now in. So this is kind of the setup right now. I don't have my bracket in at this bottom just because it doesn't fit, because that's where I ran the line. So that would be this right here. So I can't fit this back bolt in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it in the middle and just utilize the one. And that way I could take my rubber grommet and hang this up, and we should be good. And then I'll just zip tie a lot of the fittings up. So this will be sitting higher. I'll zip tie these two together, and then everything else seems to be fine. I am very worried about this fitting. I just feel like it's gonna leak. It just doesn't sit right with me, but I'll keep an eye on it. Tighten this down, tighten this down, tighten this down. So all these fittings tight. This fitting is also tight. So and I didn't use any sealant on this, so we'll see if that leaks. I hope not. But other than that, all my sensors are plugged. Everything is good. Nothing is hitting. Yep, nothing is hitting. It is close though. Oh my god. But nothing is hitting. So I guess, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and trim that bracket up. Excuse me. I'm gonna trim that bracket up and then fit it on, and then kind of tie everything up out of the way so it stays out of the way. So yep, when we get to that. All right, real quick, so I found another use for the bracket, since there's studs and stuff everywhere. So nice bracket utilization right here, and it keeps my purge valve nice and pinned up. Very, very clean. I wish I could have cleaned up the bracket a little bit more, but when I do a wiring tuck on this car, I will worry about that later. But and I gotta do a delete on this too as well. I believe I ordered this already, or I have it in my cart to get rid of this, because this has already burned up on me once and caused brake failure. So I don't want that again. So before we go to the track, this is definitely getting deleted. But everything looks to be good. All my sensors are in that bracket. So I have this bolt that's a little too long, that's right up here, that is pinning this fuel pump, or keeping it in line, this fuel line, which is redneck as hell, but if it works, you know, it works, and everything is kind of right back to where it was. So I'm gonna go clean up a little bit more, and then hopefully we can flash this tune and start it. All right, car's in accessory mode. Let's go ahead and upload this fucking tune before we start. So, yep, tune is uploading. I'm gonna sit here and not touch a thing, just because I'm not trying to fry nothing. Once that is done, again, first start, and we'll just see if we have any leaks or anything. Hopefully not, but you never know. All right, let the tune begin. So hopefully this will allow me to get just a little bit more horsepower and responsiveness out of the car rather than the stock fuel pump. I know even on stock injectors, I mean, you're hitting 400 with ease with a high pressure fuel pump. So even though it is $1,000, I mean, the benefit is unreal. And I'm not staying stock injectors, so that's another thing to look forward to down the road with that other motor that I'm going to be building. So it's just something a little bit more that to invest in now, and yeah, I think it's worth it. Yeah, nice and tuned. Butte. All right, cool. We're tuned. All right, so I'm gonna go double check all the tightness of everything, and then hopefully we can start it. All right. Well, there's a beautiful thunderstorm coming. I'm gonna start this thing real quick. It looks like it's dripping off of that fitting, but it's a small drip, so I'm gonna chuck that up as a wind. That is fuel burning off the manifold, but I do have a small leak right in there. I don't think that's seated properly, so I'm just gonna pull that fitting off and then retighten it. There is a fucking crazy thunderstorm yet again. Put you down yet again in this fucking area. I don't know if I could get this done in time, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera down and the video. I'm just gonna pop that fitting off, pop it back on. But we finally got a fuel pump for the car. You guys bullied me enough, and I got it. So it's done, and oh my god, there's no way I can hear the rain. So I appreciate all of the support, everything like that. The next time we're going to be doing suspension on the car. So I got some new arms. I got bushings coming in for these, and then we're going to be doing these guys right here. So that's going to be nice. And then we're going to be doing wastegate spring because I'm over boosting just by a little bit. I should be at 20 pounds right now, and I think I'm spiking at 23.5, 24 pounds. So, yeah, not the worst overboost, but I do want to dial it back, especially on a stock motor. So, cool, appreciate it. The next one we're going to be doing suspension, and just kind of dialing in this rear fitment because it's a little, I lowered it all the way, but it's a little too high. A little too high. But it is almost done. So pop that off, but appreciate everything. Peace out, guys.